I'm Dharma, and this message is going to be for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Crosswatchers, anybody that was drawn to this message. How are you doing? All right, moving into springtime. My readings tend to last from reading to reading as far as timing goes, so you can expect for whatever this is to happen within that time frame. The links for the extended are in the box below. You can get one at a time on Vimeo, or you can get them all if you join the membership side of the channel, and you can just flip through all the videos that we have, all right? Whew. Guides and angels from our tribe. Tell us something good for Sag. Love Saggy energy. I personally have like 6 or 7 placements in Sag. All right, so wow, look at how many freaking cards there are. There is a man looming. If you've watched the channel, I heard it's the same one. They always come out as this card. They could be covered from head to toe in tattoos. They could be a bodybuilder. They could like to do the mustache thing. They could have a serious part in their hair, right? But they are typically blocked off. And almost always when I see the 7 of Wands, I say it's being blocked off. That's not the only thing that the 7 of Wands means. Sometimes it talks about protection. It could be self-protection. It could be whatever. This person could have Leo in their chart, but when you do see this person, you guys wrap all the way around each other, all the way around the lovers. So you have the 7 of Wands, strength, and the lovers together. And I kind of want to be like, it's something that always is, but it feels more like the need to, what's up, Pix? I was going to put this in the chat for you. Where was I going with that? Something about the fact that it is protected, or that this person will do things to get to you. They're a strong man. They will pull open bars that are made of iron or steel to let you in. And it's probably because look at the difference. This is a reciprocated relationship, because when they come to you, you have open arms and they fall into you. And you wrap all the way around them and they wrap their tail around you, and it's like that. And then when you need them, you fall into them. And it might not be the same. They might be more like, stoic. They stand up straight and kind of but they're there for you. At least it could even be mentally or emotionally or telepathically or whatever, but it kind of feels like there is a dynamic here of people that fall in to each other. But then you have this card flipped out on its own. As soon as I said, tell me something good, they're like, there he is. Right? But we're looming on, is it spiritually protected and they protect me? Or is it that they're blocked off and this whole thing is difficult because it has that blocked off nature? Where are we going with this? We have fire energy, Leo, and Gemini energy so far. Okay. Random happening right here, right now in this moment. This deck is actually 2 decks. It's the Mystical Moments, I think, and the Woodland Fairies. And this random other card, which is an oracle card, doesn't even fit. It's not the same. One of these things are not like the other, right? It says Liberty. And this bird cage, I'm just going to take it because that shocks me that it flipped out. That bird cage is wide open. She holds space for them, but if you look in her hand there, she's got food or nourishment or something. She gives them something that they want. They come out for her. Whatever cage that this person stands behind, they could have like bird-like features. There could be a joke about like it's a nest and you're a bird and it's not a bird cage, whatever. In this instance, they're in a cage that has an open door, but she offers them something or has something available for them, but she does it in a way, this is the Liberty card. right? Liberty, when you think about like the Statue of Liberty in America, okay, you don't tell them the colony, the new over in the colonies, they're not going to put up with your shit. You're not going to tell them what to do, right? She doesn't do any of that. Her back is turned, but she still has that nourishment there behind her back. This is not a bossy Sagittarius. If we're talking about the Sag who is doing this, my point is that you have this reciprocated relationship where you both get something that you need out of each other. Whether it's love or strength or both or a mixture of both. It could be like a, you know, the Viking and the Valkyrie. She gives them strength. He gives her love. Those kinds of things. She's the mystical Valkyrie that needs to feel loved and protected. And he's the Viking warrior that needs to feel the strength of a good woman behind them. And they give that to each other in one way or another. But there's some... If you could see this, how I have the cards right here, there's a disconnect. Like they're not together. They're in some kind of cage, but somehow or other they get out of the cage because she has something to offer them. And I don't think that that is like like they're going to use you. That's not what that feels like. It feels like what I was saying before about she has the thing that they need and vice versa. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. Okay, so here they come a-wassailing. The Tower and the Eight of Cups. All right, and somebody could be like painting their toenails or minding their own business. Look, she's shocked. That's the Fool. And I think what the shock is that she has the nourishment there behind her back for them to come out of their open cage. They're not caged in there, but she doesn't like try to force them to come out. She doesn't force them to do anything. It's liberty, right? It's going to get so loud. My spin cycle is so loud. But that's also probably relevant, a spin cycle. I think their arrival is, that tower is an explosion. But I think what is shocking is because they're extremely talkative. Ba 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 ba. They could say like ba 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 like that. Fucking Tara does that. But they are chatty. She's all, maybe they're not really chatty. Maybe they're very quiet. And both people stay in their like respective places or whatever. And they come out and they're like, you know, eating the nourishment and they're like blah, 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 blah. Just Captain chats a lot, okay? And that's a pleasant surprise. All of this is a pleasant surprise. Because, well, what's up with you? Look, wow, it makes me nervous. I shot my cards. You're like, wow, damn. You stop whatever you're doing and turn around and give them your full attention because, well, I mean, obviously, this is like a counterpart, whatever. It's the Viking and the Valkyrie, but maybe they don't. Could you imagine a rough and gruff character like a Viking, okay? And they're at battle. And they've got all that armor on and it's really heavy and they just got their ass beat. You know, they won. What's that Polly says? I might not win, but you're going to know I was there. Right? All beat up, stinky, smelly, whatever. And they go back into their Viking tent and the Valkyrie is there, who is the medic or the healer or the whatever. And she's happy to see them and they stink, right? And she's helping them take off their armor and whatever. And the majority of the time, they've done this many, many times, it's very quiet or very quick or very like put them back together, send them back out to battle. And it's like this time, they turn around and pull out a charcuterie board like y'all gonna hang out and chit chat for a while. And she's like, this is different. Do we have mods on here? Thanks, Pix. Don't ruin this story for Pixie, please, okay? She waits a long time for the Sag readings. Okay, so they're like, they have something to say, right? I heard, yeah, I missed you. So I turned the radio on, I turned the radio up, and this woman was singing my song. Lovers in love cause the other lover is crying cause the other won't stay. Okay, so there's this moment where this Empress, they're talking, and she might be like leaned over like that. You could be on like video chat, or they could be right in front of you. But she rolls over and kind of, it feels like the Viking who is used to getting all the healing turns around and is like, so how have you been? And she's all, you want to know how I'm doing? This is not laughter, it's anxiety, okay? You want to know how I'm doing? I'm not doing well at all. And then like the Hermit and the Empress and the Three of Swords and the Nine of Swords and the Five of Wands and the battle and the juggling and the... Do you really want to know how I've been? Because I don't think that you do. But they do want to know. Justice, Three of Swords. And they're like, TBH, everything's awful. But it doesn't, I feel like, but I heard, but it doesn't have anything to do with you. And I feel like something about that puts this masculine at ease. I think that maybe because you have this like counterintuitive counterpart, you know, pair where you kind of do the strength and the matching, the Viking and the Valkyrie, just because she's the magical one doesn't mean that they don't have any magical powers. You know, when you start fucking with an intuitive witchy woman, you start to surprise you're a magical bitch too. And I think that this one kind of is extra special. Like, let's say that you personally as a feminine, because, you know, 98% of my viewers are women, right? Let's say, and you can put yourself wherever you fit in the story, okay? And if it doesn't resonate on either side, then it's not for you, move on. But let's say that you have a witchy woman, and to put whatever label you want on it. Somebody that's super woke, okay? They vibe, like their energy enters the room way before they do. And it's just because some people have it like that, okay? You have to imagine that their counterpart is going to be just as energetically charged, because otherwise they wouldn't be a match. It's just, it feels like the Viking character, they are spiritually programmed for 3D because they have to do all of the they have to really know the 3D world in order to keep the Valkyrie one protected. And it's probably, it feels like all these battles that they're fighting anyways are to protect all the Valkyrie, right? And that can be, you can translate that into regular life as like, these men learn their lessons and do their shadow work and things so that they can become better for the Valkyrie, whatever. It's just however you want to say it. My point is that they get together and she's really shocked and like maybe a little traumatized about how friendly they're being. And this masculine kind of picks up on it, and they probably at first think that it's about them. This woman is upset over me. I did something. I'm wrong, you know, or it's just that they can feel her energy. And it feels like they come out with it. Are you okay? Like, is everything okay with you? Because how are you? Like, enough about me. And it feels like they abruptly stop the conversation and they're like, explain your vibes, basically. And she's like, well, you know, not that I want to be a Debbie Downer or rain on this parade. Everything's fucking awful. If we have to say truths about things, but it doesn't have anything to do with you. Hold me, wrap me up. Unfold me and I am small. It feels like she's like, I fucking need you now tonight. It doesn't have anything to do with you. I'm dying inside. Hold me. Okay. And then what happens? Yeah. Death. 9 of Wands. And it's like there's this other part of the conversation where it's like, I mean, I'm protected from it. It feels like this is this feminine trying to explain how awful everything is. It's like, in addition, I'm protected from it, but just because I'm in a spiritual bubble and I know that all harm on me bounces off me and sticks to you or whatever shit, I get it. That doesn't mean I don't see it. I don't observe it. That doesn't mean it's not awful. I was, you know, waiting for something to come true and it did. And like, you know, it sucks and all of that, but it is what it is. And I'm really fucked up over it. What's their response to that? Rage. Like, it feels like they're, but that's the 7 of Swords. It feels like they're like, mm-hmm. But it's almost like they, it's back to this 7 of, this is that, could you imagine sitting in a tent with a Viking who has decided they're going to open up to you and you become their precious? She is precious to me, right? And she tells them of somebody else that was mean to her. And they're like, mm-hmm. What's his name exactly? Where they work? And it's like you see them collect information on this other person's impending doom, and you're like, oh fuck. It's hot. Never ever have I ever, Pixie, back me up on this, never ever have I said the 7 of Swords was hot. But in response to the question that I just asked, I was like, because you see their eyes, flames and shit. It feels like the Joker and Harley Quinn, and it's like, let anybody disrespect the queen. It's that, if you can see the Suicide Squad in your head, that moment when that dude at the bar says that Harley Quinn is a bad bitch, and the Joker looks over, and you can see his whole demeanor change right then and there. That is this moment. Okay, but it doesn't feel threatening to her at all. The Fool. 8 of Wands. And it feels like King of Wands, Empress. I'm going to protect you. They might have like a buddy or something, or a brother or a twin brother or something like that, who they also put on guard. Like they want information. You might not know about that. That's a whole bunch of 7 of Swords stuff. Like do a drive-by and make sure, it feels like make sure she's okay, but really it's like, let's catch him outside. Okay. So, oh my God, I've rambled on forever. All right, so you have this moment in time where things change and you start having a deeper conversation with each other, and it becomes more real. because if you can keep scrolling back and picturing this imagery that I'm getting as far as how to describe the vibe of the situation, it's the Viking and the Valkyrie inside of the healer tent after the Viking just got done with battle. And she's healing them and scraping off their essence and healing him, and he is loving up on her, and they're having pillow talk, and things are definitely changed. So I'm going to do an extended for this one. The links for that are in the box below. You can get one at a time on Vimeo. If you're watching that live, there's a solid chance that the Vimeo video won't be released for up to 12 hours, maybe even in the morning. Otherwise, you can watch it live right now on the extended members version, okay? Until next time, have a good one.